Hello everybody and welcome to Prison Architect Alpha 7. This is a new game, well, relatively new game considering it's still in alpha, that I just found out I'm allowed to do YouTube videos for. It actually says on their wiki, but you have to log into their wiki to be able to see it, so it's a little hard to find. But hey, alright, it's a fun game. I was going to say Sim City, but, well, I guess think Sim Prison, kind of-ish, I don't know. But far more entertaining because somehow I doubt Sim anything would get like this. But it's definitely fun, and it has a lot of interesting little complex things that combine in different types of way and can be very confusing, so it's perfect for my style of play and my style of videos. So, let's get started with our first prison. There is no title screen. You actually start with, well, this exact thing right here. In Alpha 6, it started with like a little tutorial, but when I downloaded and ran Alpha 7, it didn't. And it also doesn't have any of my saved games, so I don't know if data saved in somewhere in some kind of universal folder like app data, but I didn't find anything in there, or they just removed the tutorial for the Alpha 7. I'm not 100% sure, but anyways, let's get started. Up here you have your to-do list, which can add things and remove things depending on your situation. Over here is what time it is. 1 second equals 1 minute in-game. So, yeah. One loop around the clock means... Wait, 1 second equals 1 minute, so one loop around the clock equals 60 seconds. Oy, math, so damn hard. Down here is what time it is. Right now it's shower time, but that can be set up in your regime, but you need to learn to do that, and I haven't gotten that far yet. And here is how you control time. My favorite buttons being, the god of time and all. Up here is where you keep track of everything, how much money you have, what day it is, how much cash flow you have incoming. And yeah, lots and lots of detailed reports down here. Who you have for the staff. You can even center the camera on them. Your prisoners. Right now this is set to not or constant flow, so I could actually turn off when the prisoners show up and when they don't. And I'm going to turn that off because it's just easier making your prison with the long term in mind with them off. But you do have to worry about money, so it's something to think about. Jobs, I don't think I've seen anything in here before. That might be... Oh, no. That is opened up later on in the game, but you have to unlock certain parts. Needs, you need a psychologist, but it's useful to keep track of the needs of your prisoners. Regime, again, that's the timetable for each day. Grants. Grants are cool because you can get extra money for your prison by doing certain things. Like contract, basic detention center. You get $40,000. So $40,000 to build a prison you were going to build anyways. Administration center. Administration centers are insanely useful to begin with. So you're going to be building that anyways. Bigger cell blocks, health and well-being, basically health care center. Crap, what is it called? Infirmary. Make it an infirmary and a morgue. So eventually you're going to do this stuff anyway, so you may as well take the grants, which is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to take all 4 grants that we have available, even though I think you're supposed to hire an accountant before you have access to all the grants. But this is Alpha 7, so this isn't even Beta, it's Alpha 7. Finances, where you keep track of how much money's incoming, how much money's outgoing, how much you're fined, and that kind of thing. Or that's that one, I forget, I guess we'll find out. But let's get started by making our first prison. So let's start with the basic detention center contract. So we need to build a holding cell, a shower, a yard, kitchen, canteen, hire at least 2 guards, and hire at least 2 chefs. So this is basic stuff here. This is something we're going to be doing anyway, so we may as well just do it. So let's start by building a holding cell. Now, a holding cell, we'll start with a foundation and a building foundation, and we get our little green dot here that shows us where we're going to build. And let's build it down here. I like organizing my stuff. I'm a little picky like this, but to each his own. I like putting the prisoner stuff down here and then the administration stuff up here, which I'll show off shortly. So let's start with just a simple holding cell. And if we zoom in and we pull this out, we can see how big it is. Now, I don't know if you guys can see that. I can't. The size. At the bottom, I think that says 12 meters, and on the side it says 8 meters. It's really hard for me to see with the Keller coding. It might be easy for you guys to see, but I'm kind of Keller blind. So, okay, I think that says 10. No, that's 10. Let's make this 10 by 10. I think that says 10. Alright, now, from here, I have to wait until these guys start working. So I have to let time roll. Actually, I'm going to fast forward time just to get things done faster. But before I can add on to this building or put anything in it, I have to wait for them to finish building it. And we can see our deliveries are starting. We're getting a bunch of them right off the bat. We can see a couple things that we're going to need in the future. Food, trays, that's a capacitor kind of thing. And we can watch our little guys start to work. So quick and so efficient. I can make a standard road construction joke, but nah, I'll avoid that. Let the little guys go. Man, they're blazing along. And now, we have the foundation set up. What we need is an entrance. See, requires entrance. So we go under objects, and we have a couple of different entrances to choose from. We have the jail door, the large jail door, and just a regular door. Now, jail door, large jail door, basically they're exactly what they sound like. They're jail doors. And then we just got a regular door, which is, you know, for offices and stuff like that. But let's see. Center is these two, so let's go with a large jail door, put it there. And then we continue time. Well, let's fast forward time while they get the idea that, hey, we want to install a door. There it goes. Quick little guy, isn't he? And when he finishes, this will actually fill in, and you can see it fill in. And there you go. And then they'll get started on these things. Install lights. So this is what they're going to do now. So while they're doing that, and it just auto-saved for me, so keep that in mind. I love how we can still hear everything. We go down to rooms, and we see holding cell. Now, we have cells, holding cells, and solitary. Basically, a cell is a small room for one prisoner. A holding cell is for a bunch of prisoners, and solitary is to throw somebody in when they're being punished. But we'll start with the holding cell because that's what we're doing. And it's a little glitchy. And we can see we require a minimum size of 5x5. Well, we got 9x9, so that's great. Has to be indoors. That's exactly what we have. And we need a toilet and a bench. So we click and drag the inside of our walls. And that sets that to holding cell, but it tells us we require a few things. So we go down to objects. We get our bench. And we put a bench there, and we'll put a bench there. That way we can hold 8 prisoners on the benches, and then we get toilets. Boink, boink, boink. We'll sit one there, and we'll sit one there. I'm not too worried about it being private or anything like that. So then we continue this. And we can see the room requirements knocked down. Now they're just toilet and bench. So if we fast forward this, we can see they're installing the toilets now. And the toilets have been installed nice and quick. And then we're going to be, there we go, we're installing the benches. Okay, now, what the electric bolt means, we need power. And the water droplet there means we need water. That means we need utilities. Specifically, we need a power station and a water pump. So now, once again, I usually go up further north and set these up. So let's set up a foundation. No, foundation, building. And for the most part, I'm just guessing. I'm not designing this thing or anything. So we'll zoom in a little bit. We'll make it 10 by 10. That sounds good to me. And then we'll put an entrance in. Objects. And then we're just going to put in a regular door. Because, well, we're not going to worry about the prisoners here. Because once it's all said and done, we're going to make sure the prisoners don't have access to this area of the complex at all. So let's hurry this up and let them build the foundation. And then we can get started on building the actual power room. Quick little guys, aren't they? And I swear, when that happens, one of the little worker dudes should have punched the wall right when it happens. It just looked so cool. Has absolutely no real practical purpose, but it would look cool. Alrighty, so there is no room for, what would you call that? Electric room? Utilities room. There is no room in here for a utilities room, so I'm not going to worry about that. But we are going to go into utilities. We want to put down the power station. Actually, no, I don't want the power station there. I want the power station here. And then we're going to get the water pump and put it there. Now, I'm just doing this with the right click. I'm right clicking to select things, then I'm right clicking. No, let me rephrase that. I'm left clicking to select things, and I'm left clicking to put it here. But if I want to remove a job, I right click and that removes it. Alright, and then we continue from here and let them install their stuff. Like they're installing the lamps right now. And you hear somebody whistling, that's awesome. I love the little details in this game. It's just going to be so cool once it's actually finished. I mean, it's so cool now, it's just going to be even better now. Or then, whatever. Oh, they're almost done. Boom, baby. Okay, and then we see that everything just lit up. Now, if we go into utilities, we can see that how the power is being distributed. We can see that there's just a simple wire that's automatically put in going into each of the 4 lights in here. But we can see that there's not power going here. So the water pump needs power. So all we have to do is get our electric cable and put one there. And then shortly here, one of our little workers, there he goes, will come in and install the electric cable. And we can see we have power now. We can also see that it just went up to about half power used. Now, that power station's not going to power much of anything. However, you can put in capacitors. And if we just put in one, we'll watch as the power goes from about halfway. Once the worker comes back with the little thing, here he comes. You can select on your little people and see more information about them. I don't know if they're going to put in like bios of the workmen or anything like that, but you can fire them from here. See, there, and now it went to about a quarter. And we can see there's this little black bar right there. That's because you have your capacitor. You have one side's the capacitor, one side's the actual power station itself. You can keep going. We can add another capacitor. And we could watch our little workman dude run down this capacitor box that magically showed up. And he goes right back up and goes to install it. And we can see time is just continuing on, because I'm not slowing it down. Silly me. Boom, baby! Okay, and now we can see that we're running at about, what? 1/5, maybe? Power? And we can see we have 3 little sections for power now. Now, this brings up something that I just thought of. If I add a 3rd one, which is what I've been doing, I've always been putting 3 on my power stations. If I add a 3rd one, I don't think this will go down. So let's keep track of it right there. In fact, I'll put the mouse right there so I can keep track of where this is. And if it drops, then we can. If it doesn't drop, then we cannot. Oh, it dropped. Okay. Not by much, but we now have 4 in here. I wonder how high this can go. Anyways, that's all I'm really going to worry about for right now. I'll get deeper into how everything works later on. So, now we just need to get power from here down to here. So we can do that just by running electrical cables. Now, they don't have to, the electrical cables don't have to connect to the lights themselves, because the lights themselves will get just smaller cable run to them, which, you know, I guess the workers just put in by themselves. You don't have to tell them to put it in, which is cool. I guess they're little electricians, little awesome electricians who can climb walls and through ceilings or whatever. See, and there we go. We got power and we got light, and I didn't even need to put these 3 in. Okay, so we got power to our holding cell. Now we need water to go to our toilets. So we go back into our utilities. We can see our water pump station there. Now, as far as I know of, you don't need the pump valve or the power switch. As far as I know of, anyways. You just need a large pipe. Now, what you don't want to do is run the large pipe directly underneath the toilets. Run them in front of the toilets. So that would be right here. And then we just run it down. Yeah, we'll run it down the whole way. It's a little bit of a waste of pipes, because I could just run them down to here, and then run the little pipes under here. And that's what we need to do. We need the small pipes to run from the big pipe to the actual thing that we need to put water in. We can see the little worker guys go nuts running the water. Just watching the workers go. And we can see now that we have water going from the pump down this way into our items. And we can see in the utilities view, the droplet, the water drop, won't blink, but it will still show up when there's water. But out of utilities, we'll just have that and nothing else. So the next thing we need to do is build a shower. Okay, now what I normally do, just to make life easy for everybody, is build the shower attached to the holding cell. Now this is something that I did want to show off, because this can be a little complicated. So if I take our building, and let's zoom in a little bit so I can actually kind of see, and build it like that. So we can see it's 9 meters by 10 meters. Now if I let this go, that was fast. One would think that they would build a wall here. They won't. This automatically adjusts to what you've already built, so this will only build 3 walls, but it still will build a floor. Wow, they're cruising. But we also need an entrance. You know what? For now, since doors are a little confusing, let's just demolish the wall there. And then our little worker dude will demolish the wall, and then this should build itself. There it goes, it built itself. We might have to run power. Yes, we're going to have to run power this way. Why did that one light up, but that one doesn't? Oh, because the wires go through the door. I see. But if we take our electrical cable and run it there, that should be enough to power all 4 of those lights without a problem. We just gotta wait for our little worker dudes to do their thing. Oh, this game is so much fun! It's one of them addicting games. One of them dangerous, addicting games. See, now the powers for all 4 lights is being run from there. We can see we have our lights. And from here, we can go into our rooms. Let's slow down time a little bit. And we find our shower. And we click and drag. And there we go. We got our shower. But, of course, we need shower heads. So we go into our objects. We pick our shower heads. And let's put them there, there, there. And let's put them... Woo! And I'm hitting R to rotate objects, just in case you didn't know that. And we'll just put shower heads there. We can add walls and stuff later on, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. Another thing we're going to need is drains. Okay, those are these guys here. Now, drains are a little confusing to me. They don't actually drain water. I'm going to blame it once again on Alpha. But they block water. So what you have to do with the drain is put it there. Or in front of the door. Like there would work. But I'll put it there since we don't actually have a door in between here and the shower. Now it's complaining that we need small pipes to... Yeah, so let's give it some small pipes. Now these small pipes won't run forever, so I couldn't run the small pipes the whole way from up here to down here. It just wouldn't work. Whee! Quick little guys. Oh, this game is so much fun. And you'll definitely know why it gets fun once we actually get into the prisoners, once we actually get the prisoners to arrive. But I haven't gotten there just yet. I want to finish setting up this prison first, so that the prisoners don't run away. And there we go. All our shower heads have water. You do not need to run a pipe to the drain, though that would be kind of logical. You'd have to have some kind of output, but they don't drain away any water. They just block water. And the only reason that I'm putting the drain there at all is because we don't want the water flowing into the holding cell. Okay, so we got a shower, so let's build a yard now. Now, the yard can be built with a fence. Now, from what I can tell, fences are free, so that's something to think about. How do we want to make this yard? You know what? Let's make a hallway here first. So instead of having it just kind of sitting out here, out in the middle of nowhere, let's build a hallway. That way we can connect the yard to the end of the hallway. So we go back into our foundations, go into our building, and I always make my halls 3 wide. But of course, that's not going to work. I need to 1, 2, 3, and then a wall, and then the whole way over. And then we just wait for them to build it. Oh, we need an entranceway. Objects. And then this time I do want a jail door. And since this is going to be the wall and these 3 are going to be air, that's center. So we hit R to rotate it. Click that in place. And we wait. Go faster! Go faster! I guess technically I could have put a doorway on the other side. It probably would have saved me a little bit of a problem later on. And once they build this, we shouldn't have a problem with electricity. So while they're doing that, let's prep out our yard. First thing we need is a door. So let's do another jail door right there. And then we go back to our materials and go to fence. And we'll just make this Let's see. That way's 10. So 11, 12, 13, 14. So let's go that way. And down. There. And then there. And then our yard's going to be 14 by 14. So what we need to go into his rooms, we look at our yard and see what do we need. Required 5 by 5, secure, behind at least one door. So we select that. And that, my friends, is our yard. Once it gets set up with the fence. Now, I think in the long run this is going to cause me a problem because of how the doors work. Now, jail doors must have a guard around to unlock them. And I'm pretty sure that holds true for the holding cell as well. So if we have prisoners in here and they want to go out into the yard, a guard has to open the jail door before they can get into the yard. Same with this door and same with this door. Now, when I was playing with this earlier, I haven't delved too deep into the Beta 7 update, or Alpha 7 update, but the guards won't open this door for the prisoners, but they will open this door, so they are pretty smart. Come on. The fence is almost done. I like how we ran in right before the fence finished. Okay, so now we have a yard. Yard's done! Woohoo! Alrighty. So then from here, we can go on to build a kitchen. But let's build the canteen first. Because the canteen will go like right here. In fact, yes, I know exactly how I'm going to do this. So, let's take the foundation, go to building. Wall, 1, 2, 3, wall. So I'm going to start it here so I can have a hallway going this way to other stuff. So, build it there. And then, I have no idea how big that is. I can't read it. So, wait, that says 14, so that says 15. So, 15 by 10 sound good to you guys? Sounds good to me. Let's do this. So we'll start with the canteen. Once it gets there. Now while they're doing that, I will point out that you do not need a shower head for each prisoner. You do not need a toilet for each prisoner, but you should probably have some place to sit and or someplace to sleep for each prisoner. Now that's going to be something we have to, or I'm going to have to be concerned with later on, is someplace for them to sleep, because I'd have no beds in here so far. Oh, and we need an entranceway. So, do we want to make another double door? Yeah, let's make a large jail door, and we'll make it just perfectly in line, just because of my OCD. My prison architect OCD. There we go. Speed this guy up a little bit. Poink. Okay, and then boom, baby. And we should have plenty of power, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem for the lights here. Now what we're gonna need, let's see, we set this to canteen. Okay, and in the canteen we need serving table. Okay, so if we're gonna put the kitchen here, we'll put a door here for for the kitchen staff to get in and out of. And oh, right. Objects. Let's see, table, we'll read about that in a second. Serving table. So, let's see, if we're going to put a door there, let's put a bin there, and then we'll put, let's put the serving table there. And then while they're prepping for that, let's start the foundation for our kitchen. And that should be plenty big enough. And then we'll just put a quick... Whew, now here's a question. Do I need a jail door? Or should I just put in a regular door? Let's put in a regular door. Let's see if that's easier for the staff to get around. Because this is a little confusing with the new door update. The wiki hasn't been updated yet to match all of the new information. So it's going to take a little bit of trial and error for me to get everything down pat. But I can tolerate that just fine. Hey, you guys are missing a piece here. There you go. I love this game, but sometimes the AI is a little stupid. Okay, and then, so let's go into rooms, kitchen. And from here we need a cooker, a fridge, and a sink. So objects, cooker. Ooh, I know exactly where to build them. Now you gotta watch. This thing is smart enough that it will adjust where the stuff is placed based on which direction it's rotated. Like this one, these are what you're seeing here is the front of the cooker. That's the back of the cooker. So if I put it like this, it will be up against the wall. But if I put it like this, it will actually slide out a little bit from the wall. So you gotta be really, really careful. It's really, really hard, especially when it comes to the fridge. And you're trying to put it up against the wall because it looks identical, like either way you put it. So if you try to put it like up against this wall here, it's impossible to tell right easily which way it's gonna go. But let's put... crap. I actually want the freezers to be over here anyways. I'm guessing at which way it is. I don't honestly know. I think they spin clockwise, so if you see it like that, and then you turn it one more, it would be up on this wall. Oh, interesting. That cooker's backwards. But I don't want to dismantle it because it'll waste my money. Let's see if my fridges are backwards. But while we're doing that, let's install a sink. I'm only going to worry about one sink. That looks good to me. Nope. I got my freezers backwards. Now, this won't affect how they work. Wait, I got one fridge backwards, one fridge forwards? Same with the stoves, but I put the cookers in exactly the same way. The confusion. Okay, now, this is hard, to say the least. Now, what we have to do is we have to get direct power to the cookers and to the fridge. So we're going to run electrical cables. And, you know what? I'm just going to run it like that. That should work. If it doesn't, well, I'm about to find out. I guess we'll see. Ooh, hey, that's interesting piece of information right there that I just found out that I didn't know about before. If we go to utilities, we see the large pipe is going directly under the sink. I didn't have to run a small pipe to power the sink. Oh, I see. They're connected up here. Okay. I was going to say, how... Yeah, go away. Let's save some power there. But I was going to say, how is this powered if the cable wasn't connected here? It's because there's a cable under here. That's also here, too. I didn't have to put that cable there. Okay, that's a learning experience. But it's also a learning experience that I don't have to run small pipes to everything. If it goes directly over top a large pipe, it'll work. No, that sink does not actually need attached to a large pipe, despite the fact that everything else is attached to the electric cables. Now, this over here, we've got to be careful about. We see we're using just under half our power, so we have to be extremely careful, because if we overload the power station, it will shut down, and then we have to start up everything in proper order, and it's kind of difficult. Okay, so now we have a kitchen. We have a canteen, so we need to hire at least 2 guards. So staff, guard. Let's put a guard here and a guard here. And we need 2 cooks, so we'll put our cooks there, and we'll put our cooks there. Alrighty, so I think we're basically ready. We finished that one, and it went away from our to-do list. Oh, and we can read our CEO's letter, but yeah... He does give good advice, though. every prison needs a warden. Should be the first thing you buy. So the first thing you should actually build is an administration center, as long as you have the money for it, which if you go for all the grants like I did, you have the money for it. So you should build an administrative center first and buy a warden, but I'm just going to work with just prison for this moment, and we'll worry about the administration center next episode. Individual jail cells are expensive, especially early on, so you should probably build a holding cell, which can be shared between many prisoners at once. It's exactly what we did. Get your kitchen and canteen up and running before the first prisoners show up. That is absolutely true. They will riot without food. And actually, it's kind of awesome that they riot. I love this game. So many little details. I love it. Many items require a water connection. Water is provided by a water pump station and pipe. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, small pipes can only carry water so far before they lose pressure. So you got to watch that. I think large pipes will... I've never had to put in a second water pump. Even though I have had to put in second power stations, I've never had to put in a second water pump. So I've never actually had a problem with it. Why are there 2 dots? I don't know. Was I selecting something? Okay, and we can select our workman, and then we can right-click on things, and the workman will go and pick up the thing, or go and fix something, but he won't clean up the area. So we can see that it's actually getting grimy and dirty. You actually have to buy, you have to do staff. You have to get, janitors. You have to pay janitors to clean things up. But you have to unlock, the foreman first. And to do that, you need a warden. Yeah, there he is, the warden. So, yeah, his game is kind of fun and complex. But let's get our first set of prisoners. Let's do our high-risk prisoners. Even though I think, according to the wiki, that doesn't actually mean anything right now. Like, I don't think they're organized into high risk, normal risk, or low risk. What you have to do is once you get them, you have to organize them yourself. Now, all the doors are open. If we set this to door no entry. Now, door no entry will mean nobody can get through that door. Okay, that's... Like I said, the new door update is a little confusing, so it's going to take a little trial and error before we get everything down right. Yeah, I think for the most part, this is an extremely, extremely basic prison. So I think this will work. At least for demonstration. Oh, you have no storage room. Right, well, you know what? Let's see if we can do this. Where's storage? Storage room. That's... You can store crap right there. And he's off. He's got some kind of purpose. And that's exactly what he's doing. He's taking that box of electric cable and he's putting it in the storage area. And your little worker dudes, they hang out in the storage area until you give them a job. So if they're just sitting around doing nothing, they'll chill in the storage room. See if we can get you to move stuff. I want you to move all the stuff from deliveries into the storage area. No, he won't do that. Okay. Now, one thing I do suggest doing, if you get in and you just start building, go like ape building stuff, make your deliveries area bigger. And you can set that in the room section, deliveries and garbage. Get a bigger delivery area or you'll have trucks backed up. Oh, this shows up every night at midnight. This is how much money you lost and how much money you gained. So right now, I gained $15,000, but I'm spending enough that I'm only gaining $300 total, which I need to count to really show off. But we'll worry about that in the next episode. Oh, this is going to be a long wait. Is there anything else? Yes, there's plenty of other things that I should probably go over. Like, the prisoners have lots of needs. Lots and lots of needs. And what you've got to do is you've got to fill those needs, which sounds kind of weird since we're running a prison. Why do we really care about the prisoners being overly comfortable? Why do they need entertainment? Why do they need pool tables and crap like that? You know, do we really care if they're a little homesick? Well, yes. One, because in reality, prisoners are people too, and they're, they have certain rights of their own. But in this game, oh, interesting factoid that I just found out. Space is pause. Okay. I accidentally hit the space button with my thumb, and that's how I found that one out. Anyways, yeah, in this game, prisoners will riot unless their needs are met. Needs are net. Ugh. So it's probably wise to meet their needs, at least a little bit. I don't know what's to come, but the prisoners won't show up until about 8 a.m. And my throat's starting to get sore, so I'm going to cut here and then come back when the prisoners show up. Alright, in 5, 2, 1, and here they come. So you see our prisoners showing up on their truck. And their clothes are color-coded to their risk factor. So, like, these guys are red, so they're high risk. I forget the other colors. I think gray is low risk, but, yeah. So they'll get offloaded into the deliveries area. Now, I find this absolutely interesting. See how the cooks can't get out right there? They have to wait for a guard to show up to open the door for them? Yeah, that's something you have to watch out for. Which is why in the previous versions, I always had a back door into the kitchen. But if I'm going to have a door here to get into the kitchen, I'm not going to make it so that the prisoners could, run through the kitchen into or out of the prison and kind of screw everything up. And these two are already going to get showers. Oh, he's done already. That was quick. Wait, you say you need a shower, but whatever. So, what we can do, we can actually look at these. If we hover over them, we get this. And it'll say psychology, but we can't see the psychology until we hire a psychologist. Well, we can click on them and see their rap sheet. So, this guy's got grievous bodily harm, and he's serving 10 years. This guy's complaining that he's bored. Well, screw you. He's got perjury, 6 years, which he served. Attempted murder, 10 years, which he served. Criminal damage, 7 years, pled not guilty. I guess he served if it's scratched off. Maybe it was just removed. I don't know. See, and now the cooks can't get into the canteen. See, this is what I was worried about. Anyways, so here we can set his category: minimum security, normal, maximum security. And then we can tell it to search prisoner. We can manually set it to search prisoner. Oh, and this guy's going to run free. Well, tough crap, you're not getting anywhere. Because you can't get into the yard. Not until a guard becomes available to do his thing. And the guards are busy doing their thing. Why did he open that door? And now he's standing in the way where anybody could just break out. Yeah, it's free time, so they're allowed to roam in the yard and do their own thing. But because I have the doors all here, the jail doors and stuff, it's going to be a problem. So let's think. I guess I have to remove the doors. But I want to keep the doors because if I want to do a lockdown, then I can lock all the doors and lock everybody in place. It's so hard. See how all the water's spreading? A drain won't help that. It's kind of insane. Okay, now this guy has to wait to get back into the holding cell until the guard opens up the door for him. Let's dismantle that door, and no, let's dismantle this door. Okay, and then they'll have, once they get out of the holding cell, they'll have free reign of the... Oh, do I want to do that? Oh, this is so hard. Oh, and we gotta fight. We gotta fight! The guard's trying to do something. That guy was trying to destroy a toilet, and he had some contraband on him. This is why you need an infirmary, because they're both unconscious, but they're not going anywhere. The guards are injured. He's injured, but he's in lockdown. You, get out there. Do your job. He broke the damn toilet, but the workman's coming in to fix the toilet. One would think anyways. What are you doing? Oh, he's escorting the unconscious prisoner onto the bench so he can be in lockdown. Oh, and he was wrapping up the contraband. Now the guards can actually open the doors and do their job. Later on in the game, once you hire a chief and unlock oh, I forget what it's called, but basically you can unlock and tell the guards where you want them to be and all that fun stuff. Yeah, he's complaining that he's homesick, so he needs a phone. He's complaining that he's hungry, so he wants food. Well, that's what the chefs are doing. Well, trying to anyways. Yeah, these doors made it kind of complicated. What I would like is a way that I can tell certain doors to open up at certain times for the prisoners, but close at other times. Oh, Johnson's being injured. This card can't get to him for some reason. I have no idea what the heck's going on here. Now he's unconscious. There we go. The chefs can't get where they're needing to go. This door update kind of screwed up everything. I had it set up like perfectly before, but now these updates have kind of screwed with everything. Yeah, now I'm confused. I don't know, I've got to work on this a little bit, figure all this out, but I think we did a pretty good start. Oh, this is all grayed out up here. It's the fog of war. There's a fog of war in the bloody game. Ooh, all my prisoners are hungry and we have no food. That's because the chefs can't get where they need to go, and but if you select a door, you can either set it to open or no entry, and that's it. That's all you can do. And these doors can be entered by anybody, but these doors can only be opened by guards. So, yeah, what I would like is a door where I can tell it that it can be open during these times, but closed at other times. Or like it was before, where you could put in a jail door, and it would open for only staff. Oh, he's trying to bust down the front door. But yeah, the jail doors where they'll open for staff, but they won't open for prisoners. Because the only other thing I can do is take down this door right here. And if you put things under lockdown, not having a door there, the prisoners still can go wherever they want. But on that note, I'm going to wrap up this episode because I've been running a little long. Well, I guess long is a relative term. I've been trying to do between a half an hour and an hour videos nowadays. But anyways, I'm going to say, see you guys in the next episode. And as always, keep playing the game. And try not to get your butt kicked by the cops because they will win. So, have fun, and see you guys later.